Welcome to West Coast Muscle Saws. We're looking at a Stihl MS 362. I've noticed some issues with this particular model that shows up when you run this saw a lot. And out here on the West Coast, we run these saws, 4, 5, 6 hours a day in, day out. Certain characteristics will start to show up, certain issues with it. And an issue that this saw has had is it will be running and it'll just die. It'll just, for no reason at all, just quit, start and die, start and die. It might run good for a while, then die again. A lot of guys will change out the control box, carburetor, solenoids, different things. Now let me show you what's going on with it. We're going to check this red wire. This is a harness I've taken out so you can see what we're working on. Next to the control box, this goes over to the carburetor, and you got your kill ground. And what happens on this particular model after some long hours, vibration, this red wire will break underneath here. And the way you want to test for it is with your flute. And what you're looking for, check this red wire. I'm going to show you how to do it here. You don't have to take this off the saw to test it. I'm just doing it so you can see on the video. We're going to touch this red wire. Red wire down here, and you should hear that, of course. You can test it on the saw by unhooking the connector to the control box right here. Just lay it back, and you go to unhook this from where it plugs into the carburetor. Just get it out there where you can touch it, and we'll do it on the saw. Hard to see, I know. Anyway, we've got it off here, and we're going to check. Of course, you should hear that. I've got 2 of these in the last week, and this is the harness, and they're not that old. We're probably talking 6 months or less. And if you test it on the saw, you can do it off the saw, but on the saw is quick and easy. You don't get anything. Here is a saw that just came in yesterday. It had the start and die run issue. And on the, like I said, leave it on the saw and you can test it. Don't get anything. A lot of times, like I said, guys will change out the control box, carburetor, and they'll work on this, and they won't check that wiring harness. And of course, it is a wiring harness a lot of the times. And usually I get right here where the vibration gets to it, underneath the coil wire, has a little break in it. There's another issue that's popped up a lot on this saw, and I'll show you what it is. There's a control solenoid on that carburetor. And when it starts acting up, your saw will run really good. The complaint will be stumbles and dies at an idle. Fires back up, stumbles and die. And what it is this solenoid, and here's what they look like, right here. And what happens, fine particles get in through here, into the tank, past the screen, past the filter. I know, they're minute. They accumulate and they take out that solenoid. You don't have to fill your Stihl shop unless you want to. You don't feel comfortable changing it, and change out this solenoid, and you loosen up this strap, pop the solenoid out, and you can change it out, put the new one back in gently, seat it in there, put the strap back on it. What you're going to do though, after you get it back together, you go to start the saw in the choke mode and let it run in choke mode for approximately 60-90 seconds. That will reboot that little control chip. If you've got any questions, here's the information. I try to answer all I can. Can't guarantee I'll answer all your questions. There's the information.